Groups are a great way to organize users in the LXP. With dynamic group management, users easily move in or out of the group based on their user data. For example, create a dynamic group to add new hires to the new employee onboarding group. As the user status changes, the group is kept up to date by automatically removing users who are no longer flagged as new. Dynamic group management uses custom fields, workflows, and groups to streamline this process. Let's look at how to create and manage dynamic groups in the admin console. From the Dynamic Group Management landing page, workflows are listed by most recent first. Workflows are an administrative tool used to dynamically create and maintain group membership. Creating a new workflow is simple. Name the workflow, set up the rules, and select the output actions. When naming the workflow, choose something that is meaningful and memorable, especially if you plan on having numerous workflows. Criteria statements are rules that contain data attributes, conditions, and values. The data attribute is the information in the system from which you are building the rule. Attributes are based on custom fields, which must be set up prior to creating the rule. Custom fields are unique data fields created by an administrator to capture data that is important to your organization. The conditions vary depending on the type of custom field selected. For example, the condition for Boolean custom fields defaults to equals, showing values of true or false. For a text data type, the condition becomes a drop-down with several options. The value is the specific data that the system will look for when analyzing a user's information in the user table. The drop-down populates with existing data, or you can add a new value if you know you'll be using it in the user data soon. Build complex criteria statements for one rule or multiple rules to ensure you're targeting the right user data. Combine two or more criteria with the and/or operators. The and operator requires all criteria to be true before triggering an action, while the or operator is more flexible and requires only one of the criteria to be true. Finally, configure the actions for the system to take if the above criteria is met. Create groups using attributes creates one group for every value in the rule. This is generally used for simple rules with limited values. Customize the name to include a prefix, attribute, and suffix. Watch the note below to see what the custom field and group name will look like. Create Custom Group creates one group that includes all users that meet the criteria of the workflow. With Existing Group, select a group from the system. The workflow then takes over member management of the group and adds any members who meet the criteria. Select if the group is mandatory, which is a private and required group. If checked, users will be unable to leave the group on their own. Groups update by adding and removing users automatically based on the criteria. If you'd like to keep all users regardless of their user data, select Do Not Auto-Remove Users. This maintains the group membership once a user has been added. After saving, it's important to enable first, then run the workflow. When you run the workflow, it applies all rules for the first time and creates the groups identified in the configuration actions. Members are immediately added. In the event of conflicting workflows, the newest workflow will take precedence. Editing a workflow is limited, and in most cases, it's recommended to delete the existing workflow and create a new one. Name and configuration settings are not editable. You can change the criteria, however, do so with caution as it will impact existing groups. When a workflow is deleted, all groups and memberships remain intact in the system. Create groups, maintain membership, and streamline administration with dynamic group management.